Hey guys, today I'm breaking down Jack Johnson's Banana Pancakes. It has a lot of detail and the strumming pattern is quite complex. So I'm going to do my best to break down each section because he does change his pattern quite often. Let's get into the song. So here's what the entire intro looks like. Okay, here's the intro of Banana Pancakes. We're gonna slide from 5 to 7 on the low E string, hit A string 5, go back to the 7th fret low E string, and then slide from 5 down to 3 on the low E string, and then we're gonna hit E string open. We're gonna slide from 3 to 5 on the low E string. Here what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a palm stop. A palm stop is something Jack Johnson does quite a bit. Ed Sheeran does them a lot. And what we're doing is we're just getting a percussive sound. So those X's that you see on the tablature, that's a mute, but more precisely, it's a palm stop. And the way we do it is we have to hit the guitar with our right hand, or if you're left-handed, your strumming hand. And we're gonna do it not a direct hit, but we're gonna do it in the way of a strum, okay? So it's gonna be like a downward angle. Our palm is gonna hit the strings, and so is the pick as well, but it's all gonna be muted. So it should sound like this. And you wanna finish the palm stop so that the pick is at the bottom, because we're gonna do an upstroke of an A7 bar chord. So an A7 bar chord looks like this. You have to bar the entire 5th fret, and then put your ring finger on the 7th fret A string. We do an upstroke. So that first part looks like this. Okay, the second part is very similar, except we swap out the chord. And then after the slide down to 3, we hit 0, but then we pick 3 again, do the palm stop mute, and this time a G7. A G7 is built by covering the entire 3rd fret with a bar, putting your ring finger on the A string 5th fret, and putting your middle finger on the G string 4th fret, and then doing an up strum. Okay, the part where the vocals come in. So we're gonna slide from 5 to 7 again on the low E string, but this time we hit 5 on the A string, 7 on the A string, back to 5 on the A string, 7 on the low E string, 0 on the low E string, 5 on the low E string with no slide, palm stop, A7 bar chord. Okay, and then we play the same riff from the other G7. We're gonna slide from 5 to 7 on the low E string, hit 5 on the A string, back to 7 on the low E string, slide from 5 down to 3 on the low E string, open E string, 3, and then palm stop, and then G7. Now the transition from the intro to the verse is gonna be from this G7 to a D7 chord, okay? So it's gonna be up, down, up. So we're just gonna strum the very top, well, I guess bottom of the chord here, the high part, and it's gonna be up, down, down. Okay, so up, down, up, and open up, and then we jump to a chord called D7. It's not a full D7. It has one note taken out, but this is the way Jack Johnson plays it. And it's gonna be your middle finger here on the 5th fret A string, your index on the 4th fret D string, and your ring finger on the G string 5th fret. He plays this chord throughout the verse, and sometimes he hits that B string open. You can hear it in the recording. Okay, but for just this one transition piece, which we're gonna use a few times, it looks like this. Up, down, down. And that's gonna lead us into the verse. So for the verse, we have a bunch of chords. We have a G7 bar chord, the same one that we used in the intro. We have this D7, same one that we used in the intro as well. A minor 7, same one we used in the intro. And then we have a C7, and we're playing a C7, this variation of it. So the way we play a C7 is we're taking our index finger, we're gonna bar from the A string down on the 3rd fret. So we're not gonna bar the low E string. We're gonna place our ring finger on the D string 5th fret and our pinky on the B string 5th fret, okay? That's a variation on a C7, okay? So we have a specific pattern for each. It's a bit tricky, but I'll keep it as detailed and simple as possible. So this is how the verse is gonna sound. We're gonna hit the bass of each chord, bass, and then we're gonna do a downstroke. When you do a downstroke, we're gonna keep the downstroke to maximum the B string. We don't wanna hear the high E string, okay? And then the upstroke of each chord is open. Again, when we do the upstroke, it's from the B or the G string up, okay? And we don't want to hear the low E string. So it's like bass, down, up, 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 bass. It's kind of tricky. He adds in also palm muting to this. And he also mixes in a palm stop with the downstroke, except the palm stop is part mute, part note. What I recommend is that you kind of ignore trying to get that palm stop sound until you have the actual rhythm. So get that rhythm first, and that's what it sounds like without any palm stop. With the palm stop and the muting, okay, so he plays, he goes through the whole verse. There is a transition piece that happens. Now the transition piece is into the chorus. So the last verse looks like this. Okay, so right after the A minor 7, we play this riff. It's going to be the 5th fret A string. We're going to slide that to 7. We're going to cover both the D string and G string on 5, and we're going to pick that. And then we're going to cover the D string 7 while holding on to the double 5. Okay, and then lift up the ring finger and go back to double 5. So it looks like this. So that's a transition part into the chorus. Here's what the chorus looks like. And then we're back into another verse. So if we break down the chorus, the strum pattern is a little complex. On the A minor 7, it's bass, up, and then mute. And then up, down, up, mute. Up, down, up, open up. That open up gets us into the main riff from the intro that we have to sneak in there, which is gonna be 5 to 7 on the A string, 5 to 7 on the low E string, 5 on the A string, back to 7 on the low E string, and then slide from 5 to 3 on the low E string, open, and then G7, where we end up applying the same pattern, bass, up, stop, up, down, up, stop, up, down, up. Do the riff again, except this time we're sliding up to 5. We're gonna count that as our bass strum, okay, that last slide. So that means we're coming in with an up, stop, up, down, up, stop, up, down, up, riff. We have the same transition from that we did in the intro to the verse, the exact same transition from the chorus to the verse. Now we have another verse to go through. It's identical to the first one, except when Jack Johnson switches over to the chorus, he does not add in this little riff. What he does is he just plays straight through, and it looks like just like that into the chorus. Okay, let's go to what I call the post-chorus. It's part of the bridge, but there's another part of the bridge that we're going to break down. So I call this the post-chorus. And it starts with A minor 7. And the pattern is quite long, and so it looks like this when we play it smoothly. Down, up, stop, up, down, up, stop, up, down, up, stop, up, down, up. And then same with G7. And then we're into the actual bridge of the song, where we start A minor 7 with the same strumming pattern. Going to go into a barred D chord. So for this D chord, what we're going to do is we're going to take our ring finger and we're going to put it on the 7th fret, D, G, and B string. It's going to be the bar. Our index finger is just going to cover the A string 5th fret, and we're going to be strumming from the A string down to the B string. We don't want the low E string, and we don't want the high E string. We apply the exact same pattern back to A minor 7, back to D, and then we're jumping over to B minor. So B minor, we're going to cover the entire 7th fret, all from the low E string to the high E string. Put our ring finger on 9 on the A string, and our pinky finger is going to go to 9 on the D string, okay? I'm going to play 2 full patterns of this. And then we have an E minor chord. So the E minor, we're going to bar with the index finger from the A string down on the 7th fret. We're going to place our ring finger on 9 on the D string, our pinky on 9 on the G string, and our middle finger on 8 on the B string. So we're going to play down, up, and then we're going to hold everything where it is, but we're just going to move our index finger down by 1 fret, and that's going to be on 6, and we're going to play down, up, open up, go down to a barred C chord. So the same way we barred for the D chord, but just down 2 frets. That's the ring finger barring 3 on the D string, G string, and B string, and index on the A string. And it's going to be back to our palm stop rhythm, down, up, stop, up, down, up, stop. And then we're going to a G7 chord, down, up, stop, back to a D7, down, up, stop, down, up, stop, down, up, stop, down, up, stop, down, up. Okay, so I'm gonna play the whole bridge because it's quite complicated to get the correct detail. So I'll take it from the A minor 7. Okay, we're back into another verse. And then for the ending of the song, it's just the same as the post chorus was, where we're going from A minor 7 to G7 with no riffs in between. So I hope you liked the lesson. There's a lot of detail there. Do your best just to play along with the song so that you can kind of really get a feel for how everything is happening. If you watch him play it live, he does change a little bit how he strums it. So I was working off of just the studio version. So of course, like the video. If you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.